Hi friends, it's good to be back on YouTube. It's been a very long time since I've published a video on this channel. In this video I'm going to start by giving you some updates on my life, where I am in the world, a bit about business, and then the rest of the video I'm going to spend going into detail on why I'm back on YouTube, my plans for the future for this channel, and a bunch of other details. So if you're one of the one of my 25 subscribers, you're probably surprised to see this video, but just wait a few minutes and I will explain everything. So first of all, some updates. Some of you might know I'm a digital nomad, so where the hell am I in the world right now? Well, I've got this picture up, and if you know your flags, you might have guessed it already. I'm currently in Bucharest, Romania. It's my first time in the country. Bucharest is the capital, if you weren't aware. And I was previously in Spain visiting family, and I got here a few weeks ago. It's been really cold. Some, waiting for the weather to improve, but other than that, I'm quite happy here. People are super friendly. I'm sitting right now in a awesome co-working space, which is just a few minutes away from my Airbnb, and yeah, life is good. So on the business front, I've got my agency Project BI. It's been actually quite a strong start to the year, and the focus is primarily on the e-commerce market. We provide services in the business intelligence arena to businesses that sell direct to consumer, which is what D2C stands for. And yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the agency in this video, but in future videos, I will be going into a lot of depth on how I've structured the business, the types of clients we work with, the services we provide, etc. Okay, the next piece of news, which is probably one of the most significant changes on the business front, is that last year, around September, October, November, I started a new business called Hawkeye Ventures. I'm also not going to go too much into detail on this in this video, but what you should know at this point is Hawkeye Ventures is essentially a holding company created with the goal of owning SaaS and other digital assets, SaaS being software as a service. And a big motivation around creating this new company was the acquisition that I made towards the end of last year of a service called Pulse Banner. I'm also going to probably have dedicated videos. Well, I will have dedicated videos in the future on Pulse Banner. I acquired this SaaS service around also September, October, and at the same time I founded Hawkeye Ventures, which is something I've been planning on doing for a while. And yeah, it's very exciting. I'll go into detail on each of these items that I've got in this diagram. So I mentioned Pulse Banner, Project Echo, and Fidio I'll cover in future videos, but these are all essentially SaaS applications that are owned by Hawkeye Ventures. The other, piece of news relating to business, I guess, or maybe not really to business, but I also started a Substack newsletter. So you're welcome to visit justinbutlian.substack.com or search on Substack for Coffee Plus Revelation, which is the name of the newsletter. And I publish this once a week, typically on a Monday. And yeah, it's something I've been doing or restarted, as you can see here, in March February actually, after a bit of a break. And yeah, I'm excited to grow this newsletter over time. And similar to this channel, I'll be sharing my business journey and other topics. So welcome to check that out. So I looked earlier today at the last time I published a video on this channel, and it was the 12th of June 2021, which is over 600 days ago. What is it? 3, 6? Yeah, it's going on 2 full years since I published my last video. So why the hell am I restarting the channel? Why now? Why did I stop? I'm sure some of you might be wondering about this. So I want to kind of spend the next few minutes covering this topic. So the first thing is, my motivation for creating the channel initially was while I was in Vietnam during COVID. Basically, I couldn't travel, and I just had my agency at the time and was really itching for, a creative outlet, and to kind of, almost like having another hobby, having something else to focus my time and energy on. And that kind of worked for a while, but the issue was I started the channel thinking, to be almost like a travel type, since I'm a nomad, I was thinking I'll just record my traveling, that, people will be interested in that and focus really on that side of things. And since I wasn't traveling, and I kind of ran out of ideas in a way relating to that topic, it kind of fell away. And then I kind of struggled to get it going again because, yeah, it just didn't kind of feel right. It just didn't really work out. In parallel, I also started a business YouTube channel for Project BI. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but Project BI essentially started as a blog when I first became a digital nomad 5 years ago. And I focused heavily on kind of the educational side of things. So I started the channel with that kind of goal in mind of educating analysts. And as you can see here, I published quite a few videos. I think there's 48 or 49 videos in total. I did stop 7 months ago, and the channel grew, quite nicely to 282 subscribers. And, every week new subscribers are subscribing, even though I'm not publishing new content. And I'll kind of talk a bit about that as well. So quite recently, I've been thinking really deeply about things, about business, what I want, my goals, and also, analyzing a lot of very successful people. And it's always interesting to me how people that have reached massive success, multimillionaires, they're still working almost, in many ways harder now than they were when they first started. And my kind of thinking about this for a long time has been aiming to reach financial independence and then kind of slowing things down. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and the truth is, I'm an ambitious person. There's a lot I want to do. I'm still young, I'm 38. So touch wood, I'll be here for quite a few more years, many decades. So it's a long journey, and each year I'm getting smart with business. I'm making more money. Feel like I'm learning the game and getting better at it. So now I've kind of reshaped how I think about this channel, and instead of placing it as a creative outlet purely to, as a hobby and focusing on one aspect, which is the travel, I thought, why not encompass more into that? So thinking about business, thinking about things that I'm interested in, my journey, and really creating it as you know, a place where people can stay up to date with what I'm doing and also kind of learn through my experiences. So the goal is to be as transparent as I feel comfortable being, and then kind of sharing my thoughts, the lessons I've learned, what's going on with my business, how I'm thinking about different things, and hopefully I'm able to progress and share that side. And who knows, maybe in 3, 4, 5 years, I've really hit, you know, I've climbed a few more mountains, and I'm able to kind of document all of that and share it with the world. I think that would be interesting, exciting, and yeah, it kind of ties into my belief that it's a long journey. And since I'm not doing it for the money, I'm not like, the motivation is, I think, tied in much better now, with how I'm thinking about things. The next, motivation or reason is, it's like I said before, it's a creative outlet. It's something where, I can spend a few hours a week on this as a project, creating a new video. It allows me to kind of learn editing and, be creative, which is something I crave. Often with my day to day kind of focus with the agency, it's very coarse, it's very gray in nature. There's not necessarily a lot of creative aspects to it. So that kind of ties into the next point. It's fun and different from my day to day. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Next, I really enjoy teaching and also learning. So in order to record a video, I've got to actually think deeply about topics. I'm not just gonna, jump on the camera necessarily and just talk. It's gonna force me to really make sure I can understand topics and aspects, allow me to go back and reread and rewatch and get deeper into topics. So I think that's another benefit. Next, to say I'm not doing this at least partially for the audience, potential financial gain, would be a lie. So I've watched, other YouTubers. Ali Abdal is probably the best example that comes to mind of how these people have been consistent, putting out good content, and then you just see how they've been able to grow, and build this really big and powerful audience, which, is then able to return the favor of getting all this free content through purchasing, informational products, joining their services, their online courses, whatever it is, and that results in pretty significant financial gain, if done correctly. So once again, I'm trying my best to focus my energy in, outside of like the financial gain. I think I just want this to be fun, something I look forward to each week. But along the way, I should, I'm pretty confident I'll build an audience of people that enjoy my content, that are learning from me, and then somewhere down the road that might result in financial gain. One of the most amazing things about YouTube is that you can publish free content, people watch, and then you have the advertising revenue that comes along with it. So it's, three different groups that are all benefiting. So even if I never ever plan to monetize my audience, there's still going to be some financial gain through the advertising, which is a nice aspect of YouTube. And then, as I said, kind of ties into what I just mentioned. I've seen through the Project BI channel, like how powerful YouTube is. It's the second biggest search engine in the world. And I've been shocked of like how many subscribers I've gained since I've stopped publishing content in this channel. So I forget exactly how much it was, but it was probably something like 210, 220 subscribers around the time I published this video. And since these are assets, each video is an asset, and more people are seeing it, the subscriber count continues to go up. So I say to myself, what if I published daily, or, was extremely consistent? Like, what would happen? The issue is with Project BI, it's a niche area which I'm only somewhat passionate about. The whole analytics, and the educational side of it. It's, something I've been doing many years, and I could continue doing it, but I'm not that passionate about it. The difference with my personal channel is I'm living my life, right? So it never stops. There's always things I'm learning and doing. So I feel I can be a lot more consistent, and play the long game with my personal channel. So I'm probably not going to be publishing any more content on Project BI. But the goal is to start publishing frequently on my personal channel. So talking about the channel, just two kind of other aspects I want to talk about. The first is the content. So beforehand, I was kind of focusing, as I said here, travel and digital nomadism. Two other areas that I want to be covering on the channel is, entrepreneurship and business. I see myself as an entrepreneur. It's part of my identity, and my focus is really on building wealth, building my businesses, etc. So that's going to be, I estimate, around 70% of the content, since it's, what I live on a day-to-day basis and what I'm most interested in. And about 20% would just be kind of more easygoing, fun, travel, what I'm doing, where I am in the world, what am I learning as I travel. But about the whole digital nomad lifestyle, if you're a digital nomad, I recommend you subscribe to the channel, since I will be covering a lot of tips and stuff I've learned as I live this lifestyle. And then lastly, this is kind of the other bucket, but areas I'm very fascinated in is also personal development. It's a very broad topic, but it's just, encompasses how to think about life, learning, a bit of philosophy, stuff like that. And then also productivity and health, two topics I'm quite passionate about. Health, there's a lot of people on the internet talking about health, so it'll probably be to a bare minimum, maybe kind of tying into more how do I do it as a digital nomad, moving around every 2 to 3 months, and kind of what I've learned and how I've optimized. So yeah, so these are just estimates. I'll see how I feel, and I'm not gonna hold myself too strictly to this. If I come up with a topic that I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. And the idea is just to be consistent with this channel, and hopefully, I'm pretty confident there'll be people out there that will connect with the content, and some of those people might even subscribe and become part of the audience. So in terms of the commitment, I'm just committing right now to one video a week. I've got, this channel, I've got the newsletter, I've got my 2 businesses. I don't want to overextend myself, but it's really, so one video a week, like that's what I'm committing to. There's no end point to this. Like I said, it's a long journey. I hope to be publishing every week, publishing a video at least once a week many years from now. That would be awesome. And in some weeks, if I've got the, if I've got the drive, I've got the bandwidth, I will publish more than one. But that's it. So at least once a week, and yeah, the goal is just to publish. I want to get a lot of content out there, grow the channel, get better at this, putting in the reps, and who knows how I feel 3, 6, 9 months down the road, maybe I'll just, I'll come to realize it's really not a medium I'm that passionate about, and I stop. Or hopefully I crush it, and there's enough people out there that connect with the content, and I'm able to double down and maybe make it even a full-time thing. Who knows? So that's it. I feel like I'm rambling a bit, so I want to stop here. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I would appreciate if you hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.